Yes. So as I told you, uh, this course is basically uh, we are going to do VHDL lab. Okay. So as I told you in the previous class, VHDL lab is just like a simple simulation lab. Okay. Totally based upon the simulation. Okay. And so let us start with the introduction. Hardware description. The VHDL is nothing but a HDL. Okay, the last part HDL. Okay, HDL is nothing but hardware description language. The okay hardware description. So you are describing your hardware layout here. So language to describe the hardware. So two popular languages are used in the hardware description language. That one is VHDL, one is VHDL, and another is one is VHDL and another is Verilog. Okay, VHDL is nothing but very high speed integrated circuit hardware description language. So HDL, this is hardware description language. V stands for very high speed integrated circuit hardware description language. Okay, so very high speed integrated circuit. So what does it mean very high speed? So here it is. As you know that everything in the electronic it works under the nanoseconds, right? Not second, nanosecond. So that's why it is very high speed integrated circuit hardware description language development by DoD Department of Defense in 1983. Okay, Department of Defense USA, which was they have developed this language in 1983. That is totally IEEE standards 107 76 1987, okay, 1993 and 2000, etc. Based upon the ADA languages, okay. Verilog is also the same. It is based upon the C languages. So application of the HDL model in the document digital digital system, different levels of abstraction, behavior structure, and the data flow model. So these are the types of modeling. So behavior structure and the data flow model. But mostly we are going to use the behavior in our course, okay, and verify design and synthesize the circuit. So what does it mean the verify design? Okay, whenever you want to describe the code, or suppose if you want to write the code for OR gate. Okay, so OR gate consists of what? It consists of two input and one output, right? A and B suppose as the input and Y as an output. So when it is two input, how many combinations you have? Four combinations, right? 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. This is the basic criteria. You know that when we start with the programming, so we have number of input and number of output. So that is the verification of design and synthesizing circuit. Verification of designing is the main heart of the programming. Okay, and the synthesize means convert from high abstraction level to the low abstraction level. Okay, and these are the main part of the programming describing a design. The VHDL and entity to describe the hardware modeling. Okay, so entity description, declaration, architecture, configuration, package declaration, and the package body. So entity declaration. Okay, so whenever you start with any programming, okay, so you should have a basic idea of the programming that there are suppose uh, two parts in the programming. First is uh, input output, and next is execution part. Okay, so entity declaration is nothing but a where you describe your input and output. Okay, architecture, configuration, let us go step by step. Okay, so these are the main parts of the programming. Okay, so entity declaration. What is entity declaration? Entity is nothing but where you describe your input and output signals. Okay, it defines the name of input output signal and mode of hardware module. So that what that mean is, suppose if I want to design an OR gate or AND gate, if I'm designing OR gate, suppose, okay, So you have a clear idea that you have a two input and one output, right? So when it is entity name, so what is entity name? It is a user defined entity name. I can write entity of OR gate is, okay. Okay, the entity name cannot be the keywords. What are the keywords? Like and, or, XOR. These are the keywords, right? I cannot put the entity name as an keyword. Okay. So first we have to write the name of the entity. Okay. Entity name of the entity is, okay. You can, this is the user defined. Whatever your name you want, you can write your name. Abdullah. Entity Abdullah is, okay. Port declaration. Port declaration means what are the input and output ports? What are the inputs and output port for the OR gate? Suppose A and B is an input and Y is an output. So when we start the programming, I will just explain you how to write this everything. Okay. Entity declaration is nothing but where you describe your input and output. First, you have to remember that entity declaration is nothing but where you describe your input and output signal. Okay, of the hardware or okay. So an entity declaration should start with an entity and ends with the keyword and. Okay, so it starts with the entity and ends with the entity and entity name. Okay, start with the entity name and ends with the entity name. Okay, so the ports are interface so which an entity can be communicate with it. Okay, so let us say that ports, what is the meaning of port? So you have an airport, seaport, okay, bus port. So where the things can be arrive or departure. Okay, the same way the ports are interface to which the entity can communicate with its. Okay, suppose A and B is an input and Y is an output. So here the input and outputs are communicating. So with the environment, such ports must have a direct direction in the type. So what does mean direction? Okay, suppose I'm using A and B as an input. So input can be read. Okay, input can be read. Suppose what if I want to give A as 100011011. Okay, A and B. Suppose so this is input. I can read the data. Okay, output means we have to write because output you don't know what is the output, so it has to be written. So input is nothing but you can read the data, and output is you can write the data. Okay, input you have input separate, output separate. Okay, so you have one more thing, in out. It can be read and write. Okay, in out can perform a read and write operation. Buffer, what is the buffer? Port can be the port can be read and write if it can have only one source. Okay, so we have just done with the entity. Okay, then we are going to the architecture. So architecture is nothing but, okay, when you start preparing your home. Okay, so first on the paper you should have some design. Okay, what is the design? Okay, you have some, suppose some rooms, some bathrooms, some majlis, whatever it is there. So you must first just classify and you divide the things on your paper first. Okay, that is the architecture part. Okay, so here architecture is nothing but it describes the internal description. It describes the internal description of the design, or it tells what are there inside the design. Okay, suppose if I want to write the program for OR gate, so that means that it describes the internal description. So OR is the function. Okay, so it describes the internal description of the design, or it tells what is inside the design. So that means what actually you have written in the entity, the design will utilize, in architecture will utilize that input and outputs to execute the data. So this can be written, the output, which is the output which can be written. Each entity has at least one architecture, and the architecture can have many architectures. So, sorry, an entity can have many architectures. What does it mean? Suppose I have one entity. Suppose where I define one input and output. Suppose A, B as an input and Y as an output. Okay. So each entity has one architecture. So suppose but with one entity, I can have one architecture, and entity may have many architectures. So entity one, entity two, entity three, entity four, many architectures I can have. Okay. Are you there? So architecture can be described using a structure, data flow, and behavior. Just I told you when we start with this architecture, data flow, and behavior modeling. These are the type of modeling. Okay, so but we are going to use with the behavior in our course. Architecture can be used to describe a design of at a different level of abstraction, like gate level, RTL, register transfer language level, level or behavior level. So we are going to deal with the behavior level. Syntax. Okay, here we have seen the syntax for this was the syntax for entity. Okay, now we will see the syntax for architecture. Okay, so here architecture, okay, of architecture name. So architecture name is nothing but suppose behavior. We are using only behavior in our course. Okay, architecture name is behavior. Okay, of entity name. What entity name you have given here? Okay, suppose you have written like or here suppose. Okay, so you will use this name here, entity name. Okay, same name and architecture declarative part. If suppose you A, B, and Y have used as an input and output, okay, you can describe some extra inputs if you want some extra inputs. Okay, so you can declare in architecture also. So these are the declarative parts in the architecture. Begin. Okay, if statement. What are the statement? If statement, process. If else. Okay, so you know many type of statement. You can use any. As we proceed, I will just explain you what are the statement we are going to use. You can write a statement and architecture name. Okay, this what is architecture name here? Behavior and behavior. Clear, brother? Here we should specify the entity name for which we are writing the architecture body. Entity name is nothing but behavior. Okay, this is the architecture body. The architecture statement should be inside the begin and end keyword. This should be before after the architecture declaration and before begin. Okay, an architecture declarative part may contain the variable constant or component declaration. Like variable, what are the variables? Suppose you have a ripple adder. Okay, so you have some buffer over there. You can describe it if you want to describe in the architecture. Okay, just go through this configuration first. Entity is finished, architecture is finished. Okay, configuration, package declaration, and package body. Configuration. If an entity contain many architectures, suppose if you have entity architecture 1, architecture 2, architecture 3. So if in entity you have many architecture, any one of the possible architecture binding with its entity doesn't use configuration. What does it mean? Sorry, if entity contains many architecture and any one of the possible architecture binding with its entity done using configuration, like suppose if I want to use entity in one entity, many architectures. Okay, so it is impossible sometimes to bound the architecture with the entity. So when you use configuration, okay, this is a very high level, so we are not going to use configuration in our course for as of now because of the time. Okay, the configuration where just remember that when we use the configuration because we there is a more than one architecture in one entity. Okay, package declaration is nothing but package declaration is used to declare the component type, constant function, and so on. So package declaration, same package name of the package and declaration part and package name and package body. So this is package declaration. Here is the package body. Package body is used to declare the definition and the product definition and the procedure that are declared in corresponding package. Okay, so suppose package body name of the package. Okay, the name of the package already we have given here, same like entity name, function, function declaration, and okay, no need for this because we are not going to deal with package body and package declaration and the configuration also. So when we start with the program, you will have a library. Okay, what is the library here? Library means, what is the meaning of library? Where set of books or set of instructions are stored. Okay, like in the college library, there are the number of books, not for the one college, for the all colleges. Okay, for all departments and all of the your courses. All books are stored in the library. So library where all the instructions or the keywords which are stored. Library. So when we start with the program, first line we'll write as library IEEE. Okay, IEEE library we are going to use. Okay, and use IEEE dot std underscore logic underscore 1164 dot all. Okay, suppose if you want to take the book of uh, uh, the VHDL by Das. So what you will do, you will go to the system and you will type the VHDL by the author Das. So you will get the book location in the library. Okay, so this is the location. I use IEEE.std underscore logic underscore 1164 dot all. This is the location of the library where the uh, all the instruction for VHDL is stored. Okay, use IEEE std logic underscore arithmetic. Okay, these are the arithmetic, the where you perform the mathematical operations. Okay, so these are some basic ideas how we are going to use library. Okay, library underscore std underscore logic underscore 1164 define the basic std standard logic. Okay, std is nothing but standard logic data type and few functions. Okay, like zero. These are the standard logic. Okay, logic zero, logic one. Okay, and dash means don't care, u means uninitialized, x means unknown, z means high impedance, w means weak signal. This, when you write this h, it is understood to the computer that weak signal that should probably go to 1. L means weak signal that is probably go to the 0. These are the things which are already defined in the library. Okay, when you write 0, you no need to write the logic 0. 0 means it is understood. Okay, logic 0, logic 1, Z, H, L. These all things are already stored in the library. Okay, when you write H, it is understood that weak signal that should probably go to the 1. Okay, the logical and NAND, XOR, these are also the some logical operations. And okay, you can just I told you in the beginning. Okay, and cannot be your entity name because and is the keyword which is the logical function, and is the logical function, right? And XOR, NOR, this all seven logic gates, these are the logical functions. You cannot use this as your name. Okay, so you cannot keep your name as in some uh, suppose we have an, I cannot use this example, sorry. So you cannot keep the name keyword as the name of the entity. Okay, so let us go to the library 3. Library 3 is like arithmetic library. Okay, arithmetic. What is the arithmetic operation you can perform? Plus, minus, cross, less than, greater than. Okay, not equal. These all are the arithmetic operation which, if I write the arithmetic operation, arithmetic function in the library, it will use this all operation. Okay, you need not define it. Okay, when I write less than, it is understood, it is less than. Okay, if it is less than or equal, this doesn't means implies. It doesn't mean implies. It means less than or equal, greater or equal, equal, not equal. Okay, these are the comparison function, and these are the arithmetic function which comes in the library logical, arithmetic logical library. Library function 4 is unsigned. And what is the sign unsigned? Binary numbers. Okay, signed binary number and unsigned binary number. When we write unsigned binary number, suppose if I write 100000. So what if it is unsigned binary number? Okay, it is some number. Okay, let us write 100. If it is, if I am describing this, that it is an unsigned number. So this is, so this is how much? 8. Okay, if it is a signed binary number, it is not 8. Okay, when we write unsigned binary number, that means it will treat as an 8. When we write this as a signed binary number, it is not 8, it is some other number. Okay, so we will see later on. So signed binary number, signed logic and unsigned logic. So these are the type of the modeling: data flow modeling, behavior modeling, and the structure modeling, and the level of abstraction VHDL. Okay, so just I told you A, B, and C, these are the input, and Y the output. If these are the statements, okay, so this is the entity part. This is the entity part. So entity can have many type of architecture. One is the data flow architecture, behavior, and structure. So we are going to use only with this. We are going to use only the behavior architecture in our course. Okay, so first, just I told you in the beginning. Okay, what is the entity? Entity mux. Mux is the some entity name is port. What are the inputs and output to the mux? A, B, and select is an input bit, and Y is an output bit. When you go to this mux, A, B is an input, and select is also input, and Y is an output. Okay, so Y is an output, and multiply the end with the this name. This name is mux here, and this is the mux name, entity name. Sorry, mux. Architecture data flow of mux. Okay, name of the entity. Architecture data flow. So we are not going to use, but for example, I have shown this. Data flow for the mux is, so mux is an entity name. So begin Y implies select and A, or not of select and B, whatever it is. Okay, just you write the function over this here. The function, suppose if I want to write the same way, so suppose if I remove the select, if I want to write the or, so suppose this is an or, so you can see, suppose let us write the code for or gate. Okay, so same way, entity or underscore gate. Let me write underscore. Okay, it will be clear. Or gate is port, no need for select here. Port A and B, then my input, and Y then output, and the same entity name. What entity name you use here? So I will write the entity name as or gate. Architecture behavior of behavior of or gate is begin. Y implies This is a function, okay? Y implies A or B semicolon. Okay, this is a simple OR gate program. Entity OR gate is port A and B, then my input. Okay, these are the variable, and this is the mode, and this is the type of bit, logical bit. Okay, so AND gate or AND gate architecture behavior of OR gate is begin y implies y. This is implies not less than or equal, because we are not using here which library, arithmetic library. So y implies, this implies A or B. This is not, nothing but signal assignment. This symbol is used to assign the signal. So y implies A or B. So A or B. Okay, this or is a keyword which is then stored in the library. You cannot use this as a individual name here. Why? Because of this I have used underscore gate here. You cannot write only or here. Okay. Architecture body. For modeling type, just previously we see data flow, structure, behavior, combination of all three. Okay, so architecture data flow of Mux is same way. Architecture behavior of architecture is structure of signal assignment. What are signals? Okay, suppose we are using some extra inputs and output in the architecture. You can use some extra input and output. Okay, begin and the name of the architecture. Okay, this is the brief introduction about the VHDL. Okay, let me.
Doctor,
Yeah,
I want to ask you about the DHL and Verilog DHL for
yeah,
beginning for a person who just start to use it or
yeah. We will
learn.
use it now. Yeah. We will start now. I'm
Yeah,
sharing with you.
yeah, but because my project is on this DHL, okay? So,
VHDL. Yes.
yeah, which type of DHL is better for me to use?
You mean software?
Yeah, like software or language, because my project, graduate project, is on this.
Uh,
So,
let, let, let me finish the class, then we will talk in brief. Okay. No
okay,
problem.
okay, thank you.
So this is the VHDL software ISC project navigator. Okay, this is the software which we are going to use. VHDL Xilinx ISC design suite 13.2. Okay, this is the old, not old version, moderate version 13.2. Xilinx ISC design suite. Xilinx is the name of the company which is manufacturing the what it's FPGA boards. So yes, FPGA boards. To
Doctor,
yes,
are you
brother.
share screen or not?
It's not coming. Screen is
No, no, for me it's blank, just a black screen for me.
now.
Now I can't see anything because it's black,
Wait,
blank.
wait.
Yeah.
Now you can see.
Yeah, no, it's
Okay. This is an Xilinx ISC design suite main window. Okay. So here you can see the file edit view, this toolbar. Okay. And here it is a behavior hierarchy. Here you have different type of modeling. Okay. Behavior, top, translate, post map, post route. Okay, so we are going to use only the behavior here. No signal. These are the process statement, process window box. Okay, so here this is the simulation part. Okay, so first when you start with the programming, you have to write the new. You have to take the new project. So suppose the new we will keep the new project name as some demo underscore one. Okay, demo one. So next, so these are the specification of your FPGA board. Okay, what is FPGA board we are going to use is these are the different FPGA board. Okay, we are going to use Spartan 3A, which is available in our lab. Okay, XC, and this is the device, and package board is this one, and speed is -5. Okay, when you select this, this will automatically this will be generated. Okay, and this is the simulator is iSIM simulator, VHDL or Verilog, and synthesis tool is XST, VHDL or Verilog. So we are going to use VHDL throughout this. Okay, preferred language is VHDL. We are going to use only VHDL here. Next, okay, whatever the things you have selected, the top level design is HDL. Okay, so here we are going to use only the preferred language is VHDL. So it is just showing you the confirmation window. Just finish it. Let us confirm. So now here the new project is demo is created. Okay, you can see the demo project which is created here. Okay, so in the demo you can write the multiple programs. This is the main project umbrella. Okay, in this umbrella you can work. So suppose let us write the new source. What is my source VHDL module? That is r underscore gate. Just I show you. So the entity name you can write here. The entity name what you want you can write here. Okay, or gate. Next, so what are the inputs and outputs in the OR gate? A is an input, B is an input, and Y is an output. Next,
Doctor,
yeah, yeah.
but I can't see anything where you choose because the screen is gray, not clear for me.
You cannot see. You
I
cannot see the screen.
no, I green, but the small screen in the middle because it's
Oh,
gray. I can't see what you choose.
okay,
What you
okay,
oh,
okay. So that's why what I do is usually I record this program before the class. No problem. Let me check how to. I think you can see now, right?
yeah,
Yeah, in the demo, I will write the new source here. You can see now?
yeah. Now I can see.
Okay. So let me select as a VHDL module. We are selecting the VHDL module.
Okay,
Okay. In VHDL
okay.
module, I will write the name as or underscore get. Whatever name you want, you can give. But you cannot write only or and because these are the library functions. You cannot give the name of the library function as your entity name. Okay. Or underscore gate. Okay, I will select the VHDL here and write the OR gate next. So what are my inputs and outputs to the OR gate? A, B, A, B. So A input, okay, B input, and Y as an
Output.
output. Next, so A pin is an input pin, B pin is an input pin, Y pin is an output pin. Okay, here it is a confirmation. So next, so just so here the program, the good thing about the VHDL is the basic program is generated here. Okay, library IEEE, which I explain you, the library function. This is the
Yeah,
IEEE library we are going to use. Okay, so in
yeah.
IEEE we are using logic 1164.all. Okay, std logic 1164.all. So entity name is given as OR gate here, which we defined, we already defined this when we was assigning the source. So A is an input, B is an input, and Y is an output, standard logic. And OR gate, architecture behavior of OR gate is, okay, then
Okay.
begin the process. So let me write the main function, okay. So what is the output? Y implies equals A or B semicolon. Okay, this is our program which is
Yeah.
done now. Okay, let me save here. Okay, so what we have write just only the function, architecture function. Okay, so let me save it. When you save this file here it should complete it successfully. Should get it completed successfully. If it is not proper, if there is some, suppose if I will not write the semicolon and I will save it. So here it is not saved successfully, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that means when it is perfect, then it will come as successfully. Okay. So this is the program. Okay. First, in the programming, after completing the programming, we have two steps. First is implementation part. You can see here implementation part.
Yeah.
Okay, and the
Okay.
simulation part.
Yeah.
Okay, this I will
Okay.
we will do in the next class. Okay, because this is enough for, I think this is enough for today. If I give you more, then it will be like overflow.
Okay.
Right.